Hey everybody, Matter here. Welcome to part 22 of my Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel Let's Play. In the last episode, Shiro and Kyrie went off to go and try and rescue Ilya and save Sakura, although, I mean, that part didn't end up happening. We did manage to at least get her out of the castle, but of course Sakura has many servants, including Berserker, who is hunting us while Assassin is going after Kyrie. Although it seems like Kyrie's got things under control from what I can see from the last episode. Zoken's he's not done yet, but Kyrie has at least seemed to have crippled him for now. And things are looking a little bit hopeless, you know, with Shiro and Ilya. They don't have a servant, but Shiro does have his arm. He does have Archer's arm, and this seems to be like the time where he's going to have to use it. So we got a little bit of a battle in the last episode, but I feel like this is where we're really going to get to see the action happen, so I'm very excited. The battles in this game are always amazing. So it's going to be Shiro versus Berserker, I'm assuming, so unless Ryder might be able to come in at the last second and help out. So anyway, guys, let's get back into it. Let's see what happens next. Time is stalled. Ilya pleads to the giant, but he doesn't even try to figure out who is talking before he swings his sword. Ilya! I run. I was flung about 10 meters. This distance is nothing. I'll definitely make it if I run. One breath. The blood, drugs, and propellant running about my body are like a jet stream, and the igniting thought is like a flash of lightning. I step in. My body feels light. Time seems to stand still. I'll make it. I'll definitely make it, but even if I do, I couldn't do anything with the black key. I couldn't match him. So, I search, retrieve, and create it. What can beat him? What can match him? It's clear. It can be nothing less than the sword he carries. Nice, alright. Of course, Shiro always manages to, like, right at the last moment, find some way to be able to, come up with a plan. I block it. Projection succeeds as a matter of course. A crack runs through the axe sword I projected. At the same time, I'm hit with feedback that's almost strong enough to kill me, punishing me for using something forbidden. I'm flung away. My axe sword shatters beneath his second attack, and my body slides across the ground like trout. I like how they played that that music usually, like when, it's kind of like the comeback music, and then just immediately is like, but no. You didn't die, so there's that, but did not go very well. Fading. My consciousness is fading. I can't think. I can't think even if I gather up everything. My left arm revolts. My blood overflows. The restraint is still in my left arm, but my intelligence is half lost, and I feel a chill as though it will never return. The ominous feeling will turn out to be true, and I'll start losing what I value the most. I'm enveloped by a rushing wind. I'm enveloped by intense light. I lost it. I lost it. I lost it amidst the agony. I can't find it even though I search. My mind turns into a grain of sand within a desert. Lost to everyone, drying up, drying up, drying up.
Shiro, しっかりして。ちゃんと自分を見つけなさい.
There's Ilya. I'm on the ground. I'm about 10 meters away from the black giant. His red, glaring eyes are looking around as if trying to find me. My consciousness returns. This is no time to be on the ground. My body still moves. The only external wounds are scratches from tree branches. It's just pain. My tongue tries to gasp for air. There isn't any oxygen in my body from all the running, so I want air. That's all. What's important is inside my body. I don't really want to know what condition it's in, but I can still fight.
Ilya, 一旦離れるぞ.
I grab Ilya's hand and stand up. My body's alright, but I need air. I have to get out of his range to regain my breath. But
でシロ、自分がどうなってるか分かってるの。
Ilya pulls away as if denying my assistance. Something is wrong. Berserker is right behind her. Myself, my head's not working due to oxygen deprivation, and I can't think why Ilya might say such a thing.
イリア。
ごめんなさい。けどもういいの。もういいから、シロ、一人で逃げて。
Ilya hangs her head. I can't think straight. I can't, so I get pissed off instead.
ああ、もうこんな時にまでダダこねるな。行くぞイリア。今はそんな場合じゃないだろう。
I pull her arm. Her small body, her desire to help me with that tiny body feels sacred.
何するのよ、シロ。もういいって言ってるじゃない。今ならまだ間に合うから、シロ、一人で逃げて。
She hits my head. I ignore her.
黙ってろ。んなことできたらな。そもそもこんなところに来てないんだよ。
And I pull her close. Ilya's eyes ask me why. She's got to be kidding me. I don't even need to explain myself.
理由なんてあるか。俺は勝手にイリアを守るだけだ。いいか、兄貴はな、妹を守るもんなんだよ。
はあ、バカじゃないの。私はシロの妹なんかじゃないもん。
いいんだよ。一度でもお兄ちゃんなんて呼ばれたら、兄貴は兄貴だ。たとえ血が繋がってなくても、イリアは俺の妹だろ。
シロ。
The black giant turns to us.
走れ、来るぞ。
I can think later. For now, I have to get away from him as fast as possible. It's a bit strange. I'm pulling Ilya and running at a speed far beyond Emiyashiro's capabilities. I come out into a familiar clearing. This is the place where all that shit went down, huh? Ilya is the one breathing hard. I'm not out of breath, maybe because my body's numb. My lungs are burning from lack of air, but I'm not breathing. Just like a corpse. My heart's gone on strike.
大丈夫。走れるから。
Ilya's fingers are unnaturally hot. She's never had the energy necessary to run. Her design didn't account for ordinary human exercise. I have a headache. Knowledge I never knew flows into my mind. Thoughts are useless. I have to get away for now. The mad, senseless giant is close on our heels. I somehow widened the gap between us, but I can't hope for that speed again. My legs are shaking, and I calmly analyze that I can only run for about 10 more meters. Ilya can't keep this up either. There's nothing here for us to hide behind, even if we wanted to. Well, hiding wouldn't accomplish much, since he can't see anything. But we're fortunate. There's a crater. It's a scar in the earth made by Saber's noble phantasm.
イリア、こっちだ。
I take Ilya's hand and jump into the crater. The trench easily holds 2 people. I lean against the dirt. Raising my head for air, I see the sky. A small cutout patch of sky, as I'm looking up from the underground. I just focus on breathing. For a bit, I relax and rest my body. But it's only for an instant. The giant will not lose its prey. No matter where we run, he'll track us down and kill us. A suppressed voice is from the girl beside me. Ilya's frantically hugging herself so she won't be a burden on me. This is the end. We can't run away, and we can't take much more of this. I look down at my left arm. The sole weapon to overcome the situation is waiting for its release. Ooh, am I gonna have the choice to release it or not? I'll die. Kotomine said this is the switch of a time bomb. I recall the pain. Using projection nearly broke me. I can't imagine what the pain would be like if I released my arm. The firing hammer is always in my head. Untying the red cloth is the same as putting a gun in my mouth and pulling the trigger. Once I remove the cloth, the firing hammer will go down. My brain will splatter out the back of my head and everything will end there. I have to be determined. The answer is already there. I need to bring Ilya back and save Sakura. I know what that means. I have to protect Ilya, defeat the shadow, and remove it from Sakura. I wished for a miracle that I can't hope to accomplish. I'm still wishing with all my might. I know it's a dream I can't make come true, but I've never even thought about giving up. Then I have to go. I have to save Sakura and Ilya. It's impossible. Sakura's facing death, and only destruction awaits her. Someone said it will take a miracle to save her. That's right. Aid that's impossible with human powers. If I'm to perform a miracle that exceeds human capabilities, I'll need an appropriate compensation. I can't protect myself and someone else. If someone has to take Sakura's place in order to save her... The ground is trembling. The embodiment of the storm is closing in.
外に出る。あいつを倒していいな、イリア。
He looks up in surprise. Ilya notices my right hand is on my left arm.
ダメ、それだけはダメ。あーちゃんの腕を使ったら戻れなくなる。死ぬのよ。いいえ、死ぬ前に殺されるわ。シローが何も悪いことをしてないシローがそこまでする必要ない。
それはなんとか我慢する。死にそうになってもなんとか我慢するから、イリアは心配しなくていい。あと一つ訂正。俺だって悪いことぐらいしてきたぞ。
シロー。
じゃあ行ってくる。イリアはここで待っててくれ。
I pat her head and I walk away. I get away from Ilya. I'm going to attract his attention and fight him head on. I have to get away from Ilya so she doesn't get involved in the fight.
来たな。
I place my hand on the knot by my shoulder. The knot by my wrist is tight, so if I'm going to take the cloth off, it'll have to be from up here. I just need to pull it all off after that. Then I'll be assailed by pain that's 10 times worse than all I've suffered until now. Kotomine said it's the switch of a time bomb. The fuse will be lit once I take it off. I don't know if it will explode in the next minute or the next day. All I know is I can't put out the fire once it's lit. My mouth goes dry. Fear doesn't go away with determination. I want to scream out of sheer dread. If I'll be sane or not, I'm scared of myself. My death is only natural. I'll be killed even if I stay here. If I'm going to die either way, I'll choose the method that'll keep me alive longer. So there's only one thing I'm scared of, and that's the possibility of losing my mind before my body dies. Will I be able to bear the pain? I might lose my sanity and forget about Ilya and Sakura. I might even forget the promise to protect them. That's what I'm scared of. That's the only thing I'm scared of. That's why I sealed it. I know I can't use this arm even if my life is at stake. Berserker's appearance isn't somebody else's business. I'll be like him if I give in to the pain and lose my mind. No, the fear will always be with me so long as this arm exists. This arm is the embodiment of a nightmare that seeks to kill me. But why did I keep this arm in spite of that? And cut it off. There's only one reason. This arm exists to be used, and he entrusted me with it because it will be needed. He said I'll be judged by myself. Ilya said I haven't done anything bad.
それで十分だ。
The atonement lies here. I betrayed myself and sacrificed many lives. There's something I can't give up, and that's why I continue to live. I put my hand on the red penalty, live or die. I take a deep breath and rip the cloth. At that instant, the world crumbles apart. Blowing despair, a strong wind that is going faster than 100 meters per second. A fierce wind that doesn't allow the existence of living things, let alone allow one to stand up. Therefore, it's not a wind. It's steel, and my body's crushed by the pressure. I'm surprised the game didn't give me the option to do it or not. My eyeballs are squashed, my back sinks into the wall. I can't lift my hand or fingers. My blood flows backwards. My mind is bleached white. There's no pain. Feeling pain and enduring it are too human-like to happen here. I'm melting. I can't even groan in protest. There's nothing. I have no way to fight it off. I have to move forward, but I can't move a finger. I'm melting into whiteness. My body and mind impassively crumble apart. Go forward. Why am I here? Keep going forward. For what am I here? Go to the other side. Why am I fighting? Pass through the wind and move forward. I'm disappearing. My body lost already, but I clench my teeth, not letting my mind lose. But my mind is disappearing. I won't make it. I can't move no matter how hard I try. I can't stay no matter how determined I am. I try to clench my right fist with my whole existence on the line. If I can, I'll be able to hang in here. If I can move any part of my body, I can use that to move forward. I can't move a finger, let alone make a fist. My left eyeball is crushed. The rush of the wind ruptures my eardrums. My vision fades away. Within it, I see an unbelievable image. He's standing in this wind. He's standing, walking to the other side, as if it's a matter of course. The wind of steel has no effect on him. He walks forward, his red coat billowing behind him. Strength is back in my jaws. I grit my teeth. My right hand is already in a fist. The Red Knight takes no notice of me. Set in a stern expression, his face is slightly turned away, showing no interest in me as the wind rushes to engulf me. For him, this result was expected. Emiyashiro cannot stand against this wind. He knew that there's no future for the man who betrayed himself, and wished for something out of his reach. He's right. The crimes I've accumulated will judge me, but he...
ついてこれるか?
As if to scorn me, as if to believe in me, he's waiting for me to get there.
ついてこれるか、じゃねえ。
My vision fires up. I force as much heat as I can into my body. My limbs cut through the wind like giant swords.
てめえの方こそ、ついてきやがれ!
I pass the red figure with all my might. Alright, there we go. Got a nice second wind going now. Step up onto the ground. The wind's died down. There's about 30 meters to the Black Giant. It'll take him less than 3 seconds to close this distance. Therefore, the outcome of this battle... Oh, he hasn't even taken it off yet. Okay. The outcome of this battle will be decided in the next 3 seconds. My mind is clear. I know the scope of my power. Projection using creation concept, basic structure, composition, production technique, growth experience, and accumulated years. I love this. I love this music. A reality marble that inverts the world engraved on your soul, the embodiment of the mental world using theory of magic, the world egg. Inheritance of battle technique, experience, and physical strength from Archer. Correction. Failed to read physical strength. I'll still be killed in one blow. Reality marble, unlimited blade works isn't usable. Archer's world and mine are different. I can't reproduce it. I can only reproduce what Emiyashiro has learned, or the noble phantasms he has recorded. If I'm to use a noble phantasm for my left arm, I have to search within unlimited blade works for the noble phantasm best suited for the situation and reproduce it. But be warned, projection is a two-edged sword. If you use it once, it will... I hold my breath and put all my magical energy into my left arm. I only need to understand the weapons I can use. I already know the precautions. I have to move forward. I have to go beyond the wind and defeat myself.
トレース、オン。
I stare at it. I see through his giant sword. I open my left hand and grasp the imaginary handle of the weapon that has yet to exist. Extraordinary weight. Emiyashiro cannot handle this giant sword. But my left arm will definitely reproduce the strength of my enemy. Oh, goddamn, that's so cool. That's badass. That's creepy, though. Like, his arm, like, I know it's not actually his arm, but, like, ugh. It just looks so unnatural. It breaks. A part of my brain explodes. My bones break, not being able to withstand the overflowing magical energy. It's unsightly like apple skin.
いくぞ。
There's no need to worry. The arm will reinforce the broken parts. I will give my undivided attention to killing him for certain. He notices me. His hostility now has a focus. Recognizing my use of magic as a threat, his eyes move. They're like ominous stars. The giant gives a death cry and runs to kill his enemy. Mad warrior. The giant is insane, but still the same. He's still fighting his battle against Saber. He's blind and insane. His life has ended twice over, and his body is rotting. But he's still fighting to protect Ilya. 1 second. The running giant won't stop with one blow, and normal projection is useless against him. Tracing won't do the trick. I can't beat that giant unless I use projection past my limits. Therefore,
トリガーオフ
9 in my head. I use all 27 magic circuits in my head and smash it all in one blow. 2 seconds. He's right before me. His massive sword is unpraised. Torrent and swirling vigor. He steps forward and I confront him by also stepping forward. I take aim at the 8 vital spots. Oh, take him out in one go, right? Because,
セット
what's his name?
ナインナイスブレイドワークス
How do they say it? Heracles? He's got like 9, is it 8? 8 vital spots, right? Like you have to take them all out because he can die 8 times. Yes, you have to kill him 8 times for him to actually die. I surpass the crashing speed of sound using God's speed. You just take him out like that? Was it that simple? He doesn't fall. His entire body's been torn through by his own weapon, but Berserker is still alive. Alright, not that easy. I step forward. His weapon is in my left hand. I'm faster. I can land a finishing blow before Berserker, who's missing an 1/8 of his body. Is it 8 or 9? I raise the giant sword up to his chest and thrust it like a lance. But I lost. I put all I had into it. I used every ounce of the unfair advantage I have, but it still wasn't enough. Berserker's attack draws near. It swung down with hurricane force. I twist my body. I use all my abilities to evade his attack. I saw it coming, so I can dodge it. Berserker's attack will only graze my head. That will still kill me instantly. Even a grazing blow from that monstrous blade will be the end. A direct hit could even destroy the ground. Even a brush with the tip of his sword would scatter my head like tofu. The giant sword comes crashing down. My vision freezes the instant my head is blown away. The sword swung with blinding speed, is stopped with blinding speed. The death blow never comes. The black giant is looking forward, not at me who's under him. He's staring at the white girl who emerged from her cover. Oh wait, what? Okay, I pierce him. So he was actually distracted by Ilya for a second. Without hesitation or mercy, I drive the giant sword into his heart. There's no counterattack. Berserker exhausts the last of his life force and crumbles to dust. For good this time. Wow, okay. That went quicker than I was expecting. And at that moment, as his red eyes fade away, they remain focused on the girl, telling me to protect her. Oh, he does remember her. That's so sweet. I guess he still had that in his mind, right? But the problem is that, like, he couldn't really see anyone. But in that moment, he saw Ilya. That's really sweet. The battle ends in an instant. It really does end in one breath. The boy with trembling lips said he was going. He suppressed his fatigue and fear, put his hand on the red restraint, and walked away from the girl. She went out to stop him. She hesitated for a second, wondering what she could say. She couldn't come up with anything, yet still followed after him. It wasn't even 10 seconds, but that slight hesitation determined the outcome. She emerges following the boy. The battle has already ended. The giant who once protected her disappeared, his eyes fixed on her. Wind blows through the clearing as if signaling that the conflict has ended. He's like, let me stand here in my badass pose. The figure is all that is left in her vision. The battle has ended. It's not the power of the heroic spirit's arm. Using his own power, the boy fought against his death and won. The girl keeps staring at his back. He'll never turn around and look back again. He has released the shroud and defeated the giant. His figure looks heroic and powerful. There's no doubt left in him now. He cast away all agonies when he released the cloth and used projection. The girl keeps watching him, filled with sorrow. His body looks like someone else's now. It's a foolish and sacred end with no return. I resume breathing. My left arm burns and I ache all over. Snakes with electricity are in my body, wriggling around like mad. I can't stay standing. Quickly. I have to quickly cover my left arm with the cloth and escape this pain, or the time limit will come. But I can't do it. Suppressing my left arm and resting. Oh, is she here? Comes after defeating her. I thought she just showed up right now. Oh, she has. Oh, she has. Okay. Okay. Damn, poor Shiro can't even catch a breath. I endure my pain and stare at her so I won't lose spirit. Like Berserker was like the semi-boss. This is the actual, well, Sakura's the actual boss. Maybe she's been following Berserker all along. She slowly comes closer to me, as if resuming the giant's task. 7 meters. Saber stops once I'm within range. We face each other straight on. I'll be killed. After my fight with Berserker, I can't move anymore. I'll be cut in two without being able to fight back. No, even if I were in perfect shape, I wouldn't be able to beat Saber. I can't project anything stronger than her noble phantasm, so there's no competition. To beat Saber, I need an appropriate user to use his noble phantasm that equals her noble phantasm. There is a contradiction already. Saber's noble phantasm is the strongest. There may be heroic spirits whose noble phantasms exceed hers, but there are no such people in this Holy Grail war. If anything can beat Saber, it would be her own sword. Therefore, a contradiction. Saber is the strongest servant in battle. Sakura did have an extraordinary amount of magical energy, but even Sakura wouldn't be able to defeat Saber. Saber is literally invincible now that she's released from me and has a great source of magical energy.
無駄なことを。あなたではさくらは救えないと忠告した結果がそれか。
There's no emotion in her voice. That's the signal. She mercilessly comes to take my life. So what? I can't be killed here. I can't lose even against Saber. I may not be able to beat her, but I should be able to escape with Ilya.
だが幸運だな。自滅する者に関わっている場合ではなくなった。さくらが私を呼んでいる。
Saber turns around and walks off.
いや、運ではなく、自らの手で勝ち取った成果か。あなたはバーサーカーを倒した。その決意がこの結果を引き寄せたのだから。
Saber leaves without turning around. I can't call out to her. She's my enemy. No matter the reason, I'll thankfully accept the fact she spared my life. I'm covered in wounds, leaving me nothing to spare. I stifle my pain and turn my back to Saber. I have to leave the forest with Ilya. Saber is not my only enemy. Even if I do separate Sakura from the shadow, Zoken will get in our way. Wonder if we're gonna meet up with Kyrie at some point. I know what happened and what's going to happen to my body. I can project 3 more times at most. No, even projecting once is dangerous if I don't want any physical defects. I can't fight Zoken and Assassin in this condition. There'll be no point if my body explodes after I beat them. Then I should keep my last projection to keep my promise with Tosaka. Then there's still hope even after I die.
Shiro.
I hear Ilya's voice from somewhere.
ああ、今は少しでも早く森を出よう。セイバーの、いや、さくらの気が変わったら今度こそ逃げきれない。
I can't see Ilya. My heart is thumping loudly, jumping around inside my skull. Yeah, we'll see what happens here, because didn't seem like Zoken was doing so well last time we checked in with him. Purification by the holy word. The priest's exorcism disperses Mato Zoken's spiritual body. Only 2 figures remain. One is Kotomine Kyrie, leaning against a wall with wounds all over his body, his cloak red with blood. The other is the masked assassin, bound to a tree by the black keys. Okay, so Kyrie might die here. He was not, I said that he, like, survived, but he did get hit. He's not doing well.
完全に魔術師殿を消したな、大公者。あれが虫の集まりだと知っていた
I
のか。
wonder if by Zoken being gone, is that going to change Sakura's, like, condition at all? Maybe she's too far gone at this point. He turns to the voice. Assassin is no longer there. The only things on the tree are the black keys and a small trace of blood.
あれとは長い付き合いでな。虫を触媒にしてこちらに干渉する霊体だと知っていた。故に 肉体をちぎったところで効果
So
はない。
his spiritual body is gone, but he's
殺
not
すのなら
fully gone yet.
跡形もなく肉体をすりつぶすか。
貴様のように霊体そのものに攻撃するか。なるほど。人間にしては強いくくりでとどまっていた魔術師殿だが、経典による聖言には弱かろう。悪霊払いとはよく言ったものだ。
Okay.
魔頭造形
I wasn't sure. I was like, they're saying he's
貴
gone,
様
but then
は
they say
天
that
敵だったというこ
he
と
took
か
his spiritual body. I'm like, is he gone? But they are saying it in past tense, so hopefully he is gone. The priest doesn't answer, but checks on his wounded body. The bleeding has stopped. He's out of weapons, but he suffered no fatal wounds, and his strength should return once he rests for a few minutes.
それでどうするのだ、アサシン。お前のマスターは消えた。魔力提供がなくなったお前ならば、私の聖言でも十分に通用するが。
だろうな。この体はじき消える。新しいマスターを得なければ。
Okay.
この
So,
森に漂う浮遊霊と
the
大差はない
rider is the last
この身は一
non-corrupted
日を待たず下級霊に
servant
落ち
left, right?
この世から消えるだろう。
So Ryder is gonna have to fight her former master, I guess.
そうだ。マスターのいないサーバントであらば、私でも傷は与えられる。それで、どうなのだ。主の敵討ちをするか、アサシン。
Sounds like that. I never liked him that much.
それほど水郷ではない。魔術師殿は慢心によって敗北した。
Now Assassin could try
私
and
の落
find
ちとは
another
思えぬ。
master, I suppose. Unless Kyria just takes him out right here.
思えぬが、合点のいかぬことがある。それを聞かねば収まりがつかん。
ザバーニーヤの不成功か。シャイタンより譲り受けた腕と見たが、ザバーニーヤの名を冠する以上、私に効き目はない。それは人を罰するものゆえ、同種の存在を呪えるものではない。すでに人のものではない私の心臓は、呪いにはめっぽう強いのだ。
やはり、貴様の心臓はあの娘と同じだった。貴様、すでに汚染されていたな。
The priest doesn't answer. He merely smiles ironically.
だが、だとしてもなぜ知っていた。貴様の行動は私の腕が効かないと知っていなければできぬことだ。貴様は初めから私に宝具を使わせるつもりでいたな。
そうだな。お前の腕は知っていたぞ、アサシン。対象の心臓と全く同じ偶像を作り、反響存在とすることで、実像の心臓とすり替える呪いの腕。私のサーバットは、その腕によって破れたのだ。
では、
ああ、見ていた
Oh,
とも。いや、知っていたのは当然だろう。ランサーを倒した時点で、お前の失態は決まっていた。
The Lancer is basically just collateral damage a little bit. It's like, yeah, my servant died, but I know how his noble phantasm works, so at least I got something out of it.
確かに、これは失態だ。
Assassin tuts in self-deprecation. His hostility disappears at the same time. He must be satisfied with the answer as he quickly retreats.
次の契約者を探し
Okay,
に
he
行
is
った
looking
か
for another master.
大方。次の雇用主はマトサクラといったところだが。
That's not a problem for the priest. It's fine as long as Mato Zoken doesn't kill Mato Sakura. Zoken's wish is immortality. He can achieve his wish by having Sakura's body turn into the Holy Grail. The curse in the Holy Grail will not hatch if the old man is alive. It's meaningless if Sakura becomes his tool. She needs to remain a master, because...
そう、お前には永遠にない。主は生まれながら欠落しておる。
He gets dizzy. It must be because of the fatigue and loss of blood. The priest leans against the wall and closes his eyes. Okay. It all happened 10 years ago. Defective from birth, the man did everything he could after accepting the fact. He couldn't understand morals, but had common sense, so his teenage years were spent trying to overcome his defect. But it never happened. The man's purgatories and sufferings were entirely useless. And his final attempt was a woman. Okay, we're getting to the whole thing, like, they kept bringing up this whole thing about, like, a woman. It's a simple story. Every human wishes to love one of the opposite sex, have a family, and die peacefully. Even if one may detest the peace, one can only dream about it. This man is no exception. He wished for such a thing, even though he felt no fascination in it. He loved a woman trying to earn ordinary happiness. The man chose a woman with no future. She was terminally ill, only expected to live for a few years. Did he choose her because of that, or was that his only choice? He still doesn't know. Their life together lasted for about 2 years. The man tried to love the woman. The woman tried to love the man, did love him. Oh, wait, Kiri has a kid? I didn't know about this. Even had a child. But the result didn't change. It was because the man derived his happiness from the woman's suffering and his child's despair. The more he tried to love, the more their suffering saved him. The contradiction didn't make the man suffer. He doesn't even know if he suffered. But the more the woman tried to cure him, the more he wanted to see her grieve. The woman was a saint. She was sickly, but she was still a saint for him. It need not be said how faithful she was, or how deeply she understood his anger. That's why the man was in despair. No human will ever understand him and try to heal him to her degree, and this woman still could not fill the void within him. Then there was no need to live and question right and wrong. He was born defective. His birth was some kind of mistake. He concluded that if his existence was a mistake, it was best to disappear, and he went to bid goodbye to the woman before he died. He made her his wife as an experiment, so it's his natural duty to go tell her of his end. The woman loved Kotomine. Kotomine tried to love the woman. That's all there is to the story. The end came relatively quickly.
私にはお前を愛せなかった。
That's all the man said in the room made of stone. The dying woman smiled. She was unable to stand up because her body was now composed of just skin and bone.
いいえ、あなたは私を愛しています。
With a smile, she took her own life. There was no way to stop her, and stopping her was meaningless. The woman had a fatal disease. She would eventually die. He knew that when he chose her. The woman covered in blood looked up at the man and smiled.
ほら、あなた、泣いているもの。
He wasn't crying, of course. It's just the woman saw it that way. The woman used her death to prove to him he could love, and that he deserved to live. The man silently left the room and broke away from the teachings of God. Now, when he says, like, the woman just saw it that way, is he saying she fooled herself, or is he fooling himself into saying, like, I wasn't crying, what are you talking about? I don't have feelings for people. He certainly felt sad, but not because she died. The man at that time thought.
なんということだ。
Oh.
どうせ死ぬのなら私が
Okay, never mind. I was trying to give him a little bit of leeway. I was like, maybe there's something deep down. He doesn't want to, like, accept that he might have feelings. He grieved over losing the chance to enjoy her death. It happened long ago. He can't remember her voice or her face, but sometimes he thinks,
私が手を下したかった。
is that for his pleasure, or is it grief over wanting to kill the one he loved with his own hands? What about the child? What happened to the child? Did the child die? He said something about, like, the grief of the child or something. Maybe the grief over, like, having a terminal mother. He cuts off his thoughts process whenever the answer flickers in his head. It's something that should be hidden forever. The woman's death was meaningless. Her devotion couldn't change him. The man didn't want to consider her death to be worthless, so he stopped searching for answers. It all happened long ago, the memory of the man who feeds on others' misfortunes. The man later meets his nemesis, Emiya Kiritsugu. I'm glad we're getting a little bit more in-depth into his character. A magus that cast away what the man might have wanted. He opens his eyes. It seems he fell asleep. He checks his condition, starts to walk to catch up to Emiyashiro and...
いいえ、
Oh.
どこにも行けない。だって、
Oh shit.
あなたはここで死ぬんだもの。
Is interrupted by a girl. Oh! Whoa, what? Oh shit! Wait, huh? When did this happen? What? Wow, okay. That happened quickly. Also, for a split second, I thought that was Ilya. I thought that was Ilya. I was like, when did that happen? Oh, that's Sakura. Never mind. She's completely changed. Her black outfit is her shadow. She's covering her body with her own dark magical energy. The amount and the presence of her magical energy is beyond human capabilities. She's at the same level as pure heroic spirits. The man, when I started this game, never in a million years did I think Sakura was going to be like one of the most powerful characters in the whole story.
完全に汚染されたな、マトウ・サクラ。体だけではない。精神まであの呪いに同調しなければ、そこまでの変貌はない。認めたな。自分が怪物なのだと。
Even though the priest wished for it, he still criticizes the girl, as if to blame her for being intoxicated with her power.
そう。自分の力に酔うのはいけませんか。けど、きっと仕方のないことなんですよ。もっとみんなが優しかったら、私だってもう少しぐらい。
She's basically like everyone in society created this monster.
ほう。我慢とは何をかな。
自分をですよ。神父さん、こうなってやっと認められました。私、この世界が嫌いなんです。私を捨てた遠坂の家。私とは何もかも違う。何不自由なく生きてきた姉さん。怖いおじいさまと、かわいそうな兄さん。私の痛みも知らず、平穏に過ごす街並み。そういうのが、今はすごく許せないんです。これが八つ当たりだって理解しています。けど、悪いことだって分かっていても、思ってしまうんです。そう、今まで私を助けてくれなかったすべてに、私を思い知らせてあげたら、どんな顔するのかって。
The girl smiles as if it's a sacred pleasure. The priest doesn't change his expression. He keeps staring at the girl as if regarding something foul.
変わったな、マトウ・サクラ。なるほど。その闇も適合するための素質だったというわけか。
ええ、変わりました。私は今までのマトウ・サクラじゃない。あんな弱い子はもういないの。そう。今までみんな私を苦しめてきたんだもの。その仕返しに私がみんなを苦しめてあげるだけ。ただ耐えているだけの私は。
She laughs. Double personality. The original Mato Sakura disappeared, and the other personality surfaced. That's the only logical reason for her change. But
何を言う。隠す必要などないぞ、マトウ・サクラ。
the priest quickly denies it.
何をですか。
隠す必要などないと言った。お前は別人格などではない。泥に飲まれ、暴力に酔うお前もまた
No,
マ
I see,
ト
like
ウ・
you've
サクラ
always
だ。
been like this.
異なる人格を用意し、マトウ・サクラは悪くないなどと言い訳をする必要はない。
Her face stiffens. He's absolutely right. The girl grits her teeth and glares back at the priest.
何を。あなたが私をこうしたくせに。
The girl's shadow reacts to her hateful voice. A blazing infringement. The shadow covers the ground in an
否
instant.
定はせん。私がお前を生かしたのは、あれのマスターを続けさせるため
Yeah,
だ。
there's the thing about
そ
Avenger
の期
again.
待に応え、お前は見事アベンジャーを誕生させようとしている。
A super secret servant or something that we've never seen before.
私ではできなかったことを、お前は難なくやってのけたのだ。
Like Avenger sounds like a servant class to me that like we've never seen before.
難なくなんかじゃない。 私がどれだけ苦しかったのか、今もどれだけ苦しいのか知りもしないで。
知らんし、知る必要もない。小娘の恨み事を聞くほど酔狂ではないのでな。
そうですね。私も知ってほしいなんて思わない。そんな簡単に同情なんてされてやらない。私はこれから一方的に思い知らせる立場なんですから。
She smiles cruelly. The priest retreats without any hesitation. He quickly backs away like when he captured Moto Zoken. The priest retreats with one jump. She may have vast magical energy, but she's still inexperienced. She has no experience with battle, and she's unskilled as a magus. It's easy for him to retreat.
バカな人。逃げられると思うの、私から。
She smiles. The priest falls to the ground at that instant. He rolls down. He falls to the ground, coughing up blood. It doesn't stop. He can't stop coughing up blood. Every time he tries to breathe, it wells up in his throat.
どうですか？心臓をわしづかみにされた感想は。どこにいようと、あなたの命は私の手の上なんですよ。神父さん、あなたはもう10年前に死んでいた。蛇や切りづくに心臓を撃ち抜かれて死んだんです。あなたは誰だったかな。
Gilgamesh. Poor Gilgamesh is getting so disrespected in this run.
名前なんていいですよね。あの金色の人が聖杯の中身を浴びて、まずあれとつながった。けどあの人は汚染できなくて、あれはマスターであるあなたに流れていったんですよね。そうしてあなたは蘇生したアベンジャー。アンリマユから魔力を供給されることで一命を取り留めたんです。
そうか。では今のは。
はい。あなたはアンリマユとつながっている。けどアンリマユはもう私でしょ。だから潰してあげたんです。
Oh, I love that. Assassin couldn't get his fake heart, but Sakura
かりそ
can.
めの心臓を壊しました。お望みなら中身を全部潰してあげましょうか。私の手はあなたがどこにいようと。
She raises her hand. How can she say, if you want? The girl has no intention of keeping him alive. No matter how much she may beg for his life, she'll laugh as she kills him. He'll give her back his fake life, because it's hers. Even if it's just a speck next to her total magical energy, there's no reason for her to let the priest keep it.
さよなら。私を生かしてくれたことだけは感謝しますね。
She grasps her slender fingers together as if to twist apart an invisible doll. A crushing sound. The priest's body is squeezed like a rag. One more twist. The priest will die in the next second. But right before that... Man, every time with this game, something's about to happen and then something gets interrupted. The girl doubles over in pain. She's overcome by violent nausea and discomfort. She scratches the ground as if begging for help. The shadow expands. What happened? The shadow on her body expands, then slowly shrinks back to the original size.
Berserker が受けるなんて。
There's no other explanation. Berserker was defeated. He died, dissolved into pure magical energy, and was consumed by her, the Holy Grail. Her mind distorts. The personality called Mato Sakura is pushed even further into a corner now. She can't move any farther, but the great soul pushes her against the wall. She'll disappear. She'll disappear. Mato Sakura will disappear. She thinks of killing the priest, looks up, and is annoyed by her failure to follow through. A lot of people avoiding death at the last second, though. I mean, he's without a heart, so I don't know how long he's gonna last. There's no one at the ruin. On the ground where Kotomine and Kiryu lay is his blood-soaked outfit. Okay, it's so weird after everything that happened to have, like, happy music again. We reached the forest edge faster than I expected. It's probably because I had Ilya's guidance. The car I arrived in is gone. We started walking to town, stopped a car, and got a lift. We're both filthy after running through the forest, making us look really— What's with the music changes so suddenly? We're both filthy after running through the forest, making us look really suspicious. So I jumped out in front of a car to stop it, and Ilya used suggestion on the driver to make him pick us up. Man, I never thought I'd get a ride like this.
Shiro, 帰ってきたよ.
It's like the game can't decide which music to use. We're back at my place in an instant. Sun setting. It seems I fell asleep on the way back. It's like the music is distorted because, like, my sense of time is distorted as well. The sun has set by the time I make it to the living room. It's past 7 o'clock already. Something is wrong. Time's passing by too fast. It was afternoon when I stepped into the house, so it's not possible for it to be night as soon as I step into the living room.
Ilya, なんか時間が過ぎるの早すぎないか?
Are they doing the weird time, like, or the weird music, like, on purpose to show, like, everything's going way too fast? I talked to Ilya standing beside me. But Ilya isn't there. Whoa, Ilya is...
晩ご飯なら美味しかったよ、シロ.
already in the living room, saying strange things.
晩ご飯?
ええ、まずは栄養を取るんだって言った時は驚いたけど、おかげでいい思いしちゃった。シロは張り切って台所に立ってたし。
There are remnants of dinner on the table. There are dishes in the sink. Come to think of it, I feel pretty full. It seems I really did make dinner.
おかしいな。こんな食材買い置きしてたっけ？
してないよ。してないから商店街でおろしてもらっていっぱい買い物してきたんじゃない。
I look through my memory. Well, I guess that's what happened.
そうか。変なこと言っちまったな。とりあえず夕食は済んだんだ。
ええ。あとはゆっくり休むだけだね、シロ。
うん、そうだな。休まないとな。ちょっと部屋で着替えてくる。話があるから、イリアはもうちょっと起きててくれ。
Ilya nods. I raise my hand in apology and leave the living room. She looked sad there. It's like she's playing along with him, but she knows something's up. And the next thing I know, I'm in my room. The instant I step out of the living room, I'm on the floor in my bedroom. I wake up because of the piercing pain. A sword's pierced into my chest. That's the first thing I imagine because my chest is hot and numb, and it feels like my life is draining out from it. Oh my gosh, this music, I can't handle this. It's driving me insane. There's no sword, of course. It's just an illusion. The left side of my chest is simply rebelling against my left arm. But I finally realize my sense of time, the intermittent scenes are...
そうか。おかしいのは時間の感覚じゃなくて。
It's just that my mind is screwed up. It's not that I have no memory, I just can't record the events into my brain. I can't hold events in my mind unless I concentrate on them. It's natural that I can't remember anything that happened after I left the forest. I can't stay conscious unless I'm in pain, like now.
まずいな。
I frantically grasp at my fading consciousness. Unless I consciously focus my mind, Emiyashiro will disappear. Only pain or the utmost concentration can preserve my memories. In short, I have to maintain the level of concentration I had when I was trying to insert the magic circuit into my spine. I'm stumped. I can't keep this up forever, and I don't know how long it'll work. Oh, that's a good idea. Just stay awake forever. Once I fall asleep, I won't be able to wake up. Once I fall asleep, Emiyashiro will never return. Even if my body's unwounded, my mind will be scattered. I raise my body. I search through my desk. I need a small blade, something I can hide in my right hand that'll dig into my flesh if I make a fist. I can't keep up the concentration I have during training. I have to clench my fist every time I relax so the pain will keep me conscious. I find the crystal from that day. Oh, how's Tosaka doing, by the way? I know she's back at her house, and Kira said that, like, she'll be fine in like a day and a half or something. The pendant I found beside me after I was killed by Lancer. I don't know how much magical energy was originally in it, but now there's not even enough for one strengthening magic left. That's right, now I can clearly think about who this pendant belongs to, and who could have saved me that night. After all, she was the only person at school at the time. I don't know why she saved me, but she wouldn't need a reason to save a life. My consciousness starts to fade away. I'll think about it later. I'll fall unconscious if I think about happy things and relax. I check my condition. I released the seal on my left arm. I put the shroud back on it, but it's only there to ease my mind. According to Kotomine, the switch would be tripped if I used Archer's arm. He said there'd be nothing I could do after that. But I can still move my body. The problem is my mind, but I can stay conscious as long as I stay awake. As for projection, I can probably project 3 more times using Archer's arm. I know I can manage it once. I'm scared about the second time. The third will be fatal. I think my body will self-destruct, even if my mind is still alive. I close my eyes and strain my ears. I hear creaking sounds along with my heartbeat. The thing invading my body from Archer's arm. It gets harder to suppress his reality marble the more I use his blade works. Eventually, an infinite number of blades will be created inside my body instead of outside. I don't even want to imagine what'll happen. 1,000 blades will pierce my body from within, killing me instantly. I'm in a hopeless condition. I accept the whole situation, but I reject the facts as they stand. I won't die, and I won't self-destruct. Not waking up after I fall asleep is just a product of my frightened imagination. I'll be saved. I'll be saved once I do everything I need to. It's meaningless otherwise. I said I'd protect Sakura no matter what, so I can't just die selfishly. I don't have time. I'll go to her house. I'm worried about whether Kotomine is alright, but he's not my ally anymore now that we've saved Ilya. I can't ask for his help again, but the promise to... It's past 9 o'clock. I thought I came back right away, but it's been 2 hours already.
I
wonder if she's already in bed. Oh,
リン
nope.
の家？別に私は構わないけど。なんで？
なんでって、遠坂と合流しないと。それに、あいつの容体だって気になるだろう。琴峰は夜になれば回復するとか言ってたけど、あいつの言い分はいまいち信用できない。遠坂が参ってたら手当てをしてやらないと。
ふーん。それはいいけど、シロ。
Ilya points to the wall. Then...
心配してもらって嬉しいわ。とりあえず私の調子は見ての通りよ。けど、そこまで気にかけてくれるんだったら、森に行く前に私の家に寄っていってほしかったわね。
遠坂、いつの間にこっちに来てたんだ。
ほんの1時間前よ。森で何が起きたのかはイリアから聞いたわ。
Osaka's in a bad mood. No, she's angry. It seems she doesn't like the fact I went to the forest without her.
仕方ないだろう。 あの時は一刻を争うと思ったし、事実イリアだって危ないところだったんだよな、イリア。
そうね。私は閉じ込められてはいなかったけど、数分後には大聖杯に連れて行かれて心臓を抜き取られていてもおかしくなかった。条件はさくらを乗っ取り次第私で門を開けようとしていたから。素人琴峰が来るのがあとちょっとでも遅かったら今頃は死んでいたわ。
ほら、遠坂を待ってたら間に合わなかっただろ。
どうだか今の言い訳じゃ桜次第ってことでしょ。イリア、本当のところはどうなのよ。
あ、やっぱりバレちゃったか。ええ、本当はもうちょっと猶予があったかな。さくらは芯が強いから簡単に壊れたりしない。さくらが自我をなくして造形の操り人形になるまであと1日は間があったでしょうね。
You know what that means? It means that I'm gonna say right now, like, wait, one more day. We have to go out right now, and we have to go save Sakura.
やっぱりあのねイリア、あんまりシロを甘やかしちゃダメよ。こいつには人一倍厳しいぐらいがちょうどいいんだから。
そうね。リンがシローにそうしてくれるなら私はもう安心かな。
The two criticize me, but if the time limit was a day, I don't think we would have made it if I'd waited for Tosaka. I was faced with an important choice in the forest, when in exchange, I'm able to regain the time the three of us can spend together. I concentrate hard since I'm starting to relax. It seems the tension faded away during the conversation.
ちょっと待ってくれ、イリア。さくらが一日持つかどうかってことは、残った
I knew
猶
he
予
was
は
gonna say
あと。
this.
半日あるかどうかよ。いいえ、さくらがどう頑張ってももうアベンジャーは生まれようとしている。あれが受胎してしまえばさくらは完全に変わる。誰もさくらを助けられなくなるし、誰も助からなくなるのよ。
アベンジャー。
Yes, let's get into Avenger. Avenger's been mentioned, but I want to know exactly what the heck it is. Tosaka and I frown at the strange word.
そう、復讐者。聖杯戦争における第8のクラス。ハイン
Aha!
ツベルンがルールを破ってまで召喚した反則よ。
I said it sounded like it was a class of servant.
それが大聖杯の中を呪いで汚染したもの。自分じゃ外に出れないからってさくらと同化して黒い影を映していた本体。そして今も形を得ようと人間の命を食べ続けているありえない存在。それがアベンジャー。3度目の儀式でアインツベルンのマスターが召喚してしまった呼んではいけなかった半英雄。
イリア、あなた知ってるの？あの影が何なのか、さくらが何に取りつかれているかって。
ええ、さくらから必要な情報を取り出して何が起きているのかは理解できた。私がやるべきこと、シローたちが敵とみなしているものが何であるかを。
Ilya closes her eyes once. Is that resignation? Ilya sighs and stares at us.
これから話すことは私たちの確信であり、もう関係のない話。あなたたちが背負うべきものでもない。シローとリンには聖杯戦争に関わった最後のマスターとしてただ事実だけを口にします。
イリア。
Tosaka looks at Ilya in surprise. I do likewise. Ilya shows calmness and emptiness as if she's someone else.
事の起こりは200年前。いえ、聖杯を求める彼らの放浪はもっと前から続いていたけど、この土地での儀式が始まったのは200年前からだった。話はそこから始めるわ。聖杯、あらゆる願いを叶える願望旗。その完成のためアインツベルンとマキリ、遠坂は協力して聖杯を召喚する儀式を行った。それが聖杯戦争の発端。7人の英霊を召喚して聖杯の所有権を定める殺し合い。 聖杯によってマスターに選ばれた魔術師は兵霊のよりしろとなり、最後の一人になるまで殺し合う。それがシローとリンが知っている聖杯戦争の表向きの決まり事。驚かないのね、リン。やっぱりあなたもうすうすは感づいていたの？
それなりにはね。誰かに利用されてるってことはすぐに気づいたけど、あんまり気にはしなかったわ。人様が作ったシステムを使ってその成果をいただこうって言うんだもの。利用いちいち目くじら立てるほどバカじゃないわ。
そう。じゃあ順番が逆ということはもう説明しなくていい？シローはどう？本当はサーバント同士に戦わせるなんて過程そのものが余分なんだって気づいてた？
Well, I did know. Servants are summoned by the Holy Grail. The heroic spirits are summoned to determine whether the summoner deserves the Holy Grail. Once summoned, they make a contract with the Master to stay in this world and obtain the Holy Grail. Then they go out to defeat the other Masters and servants. In and of itself, that's not a problem, but once I found out the defeated heroic spirits are absorbed into the Holy Grail, something felt off. Heroic spirits. Servants are only a factor in determining which master is suited for the Holy Grail. So why are they taken into the Holy Grail after their purpose has been served?
つまり聖杯戦争にとって必要なのは英霊だけで、マスターはただ英霊を呼び寄せるためだけの道具だってことか。
そう。聖杯戦争という儀式において、マスターはサーバントをこの世に呼び出すレセプターに過ぎない。サーバントさえ召喚してくれれば、あとはマスターなんていつ死んでもらっても構わないのよ。聖杯完成に必要なものは英霊だけ。時間軸の外にいる純粋な魂。この世の道理から外れ、なおこの世に干渉できる外界の力。それが英霊の本質でしょ。
Maybe I'm a little dumb, but the thing is, don't they need the masters because the masters provide them with magical energy? Because like once the masters die, then usually the servants aren't too far behind and like leaving the world.
彼らはその力を必要とした。その力を持って外界に出ようとした。それがこの地に作られた聖杯の本当の目的。人の手では届かぬ奇跡。未だ人間のものではない現象を手に入れるため、この地における聖杯戦争は行われてきた。それは私たちから失われたとされる神秘、真の不老不死を実現させる大儀礼。英霊でも精霊でもない、意図小さき人の位において、肉体の死後に消え去り帰り、この世から失われる魂を物質化する神の技。その奇跡の名をヘブンズフィール。
Okay, she said the name. She said the name. I love at one point they say like the name, you know, like Unlimited Blade Works, Heaven's Feel. Okay, you don't think about that. You're like, why is it called such and such? And then we're how many hours in before it's finally been brought up?
現存する5つの魔法のうちの1つ、3番目に位置する黄金の杯よ。
魔法ってあの魔法？
The air tenses up. Ilya says the Holy Grail is a ritual to perform a sorcery. Sorcery, a divine mystery that cannot be reached with magic, an impossible phenomenon that cannot be achieved by modern people. It's the ultimate goal of every magus, and those who achieve it are called sorcerers with envy and awe. There are 5 sorceries acknowledged by the Magic Association. As I'm not in the association, I have no way to know, but I have heard that there are 5 sorceries, and that there are about 4 sorcerers.
ちょっと待って。第3魔法って魂の物質化なの？けど、それならサーバントだって魂の物質化じゃない。
違うわ。確かにシステムの基盤は第3魔法の一部を使っているけど、サーバントはこの地上にこの時代のものとして生きているわけじゃない。第3魔法としては不完全だし、英霊なら魔法の力なんてなくても、よりしろさえあれば実体化できる。 ヘブンズフィールは過去にいたものを読み上げて複製体を作る技じゃない。それは精神体でありながら単体で物質界に干渉できる高次元の存在を作る技。魂そのものを生き物にして生命体として次のステップに向かうものを言うのよ。
Does Oaken, is he aware of that? Is that what he's after? Because he said he wants immortality.
次のステップって確かにそれはとんでもない大事だけど、でもイリア、どんなに内容が違うって言っても魔法は全部根源に至る道でしょ。それが聖杯とどんな関係があるのよ。いいえ、だいたい魔法を起動できるような管理地は日本に一つしかない。冬木の霊脈も一級品だって自負してるけど、それでも根源につながるほどの歪みはないわ。
ええ、届くほど歪んではいない。だから穴を開けるのよ。道がつながっていないなら自分たちで壁を壊すしかないでしょ。その壁を壊すという行為が聖杯戦争なの。その過程でどんな願いでも叶えられるぐらいの魔力がたまるのだけど、それはアインツベルンには二次的なもの、もしくはマスターを呼び寄せるための宣伝でしかなかった。アインツベルンが必要としたのは魔術協会の目につかず大量の魔力を貯蔵できる巨大な魔法陣だけ。時の遠坂の当主は彼らに協力した。もともと教会の目が届きにくいこの国で青崎の管理地に次ぐ一等地は数少ないわ。ハインツベルンにとって冬木の町は必要条件を満たした完璧に近い実験場だった。あとはもうわかるでしょ。聖杯戦争を司る聖杯は2種類ある。この土地に眠る聖杯とハインツベルンが用意する聖杯、前者が遠坂の管理地を使った魔法陣。これを大聖杯と呼び、ハインツベルンが毎回鍵として用意するものを聖杯と呼ぶ。大聖杯は聖杯戦争のシステムを管理するもので、聖杯は破れていた英霊の魂を回収し、大聖杯を動かすための炉心にあたるわ。そうして大聖杯起動に必要な分の魂が聖杯に溜まった時、外部からのまりびとである英霊の魂を利用して穴を開ける。役目を終えた彼らが元の座に戻ろうとする瞬間、わずかに開いた穴を大聖杯の力で固定し、人の身では届かない根源への道を開く。もちろんこんなのは初めの一歩。穴を開けられたところで望みのものは手に入らない。根源への道は遠すぎる。それでも聖杯を手にした者は無尽蔵の魔力を手に入れられる。あっち側にはまだ誰も使っていない、この地上とは比べ物にならない大量のマナが散布されてるからね。普通の魔術師ならそれだけでも十分奇跡と呼べる成果のはずよ。
そう、要するに大聖杯っていう大元の魔法陣があって、聖杯はそれを起動させる鍵なわけね。聖杯戦争が50年周期なのは英霊を召喚するだけのマナを貯めるためか。それだけの召喚術、個人の魔力で起動できるはずがない。大聖杯は50年かけてこの土地に満ちるマナを枯らさないよう少しずつ吸い上げ、それが溜まった時、
そう、英霊を召喚してサーバントにする。けど英霊を召喚するには代償が必要なの。彼らは望むものを与えてあげないとこちらの召喚に応じてくれない。だから聖杯を用意して彼らの望みに応えてあげた。もっともそんなのは初めから欺瞞だけど、ハインツベルンは元から英霊の魂だけが欲しかった。彼らの霊格なんてどうでもよくて、ただ強大な魂が欲しかっただけよ。それを隠すために聖杯戦争なんて表向きのルールを作って、サーバントとマスターを騙して今まで殺し合いを続けさせた。
This is interesting. Like, I don't know if this information has already been, like, the whole thing that it was all just a cover from the Einsberg family. I mean, this is their first, like, knowledge of the heaven's feel and the sorceries, I think.
ま、そうなったのは2回目の儀式かららしいわ。1度目は馬鹿正直に英霊を召喚して、遠坂とマキリとアインツベルンで独占権の取り合いになって、あっという間に失敗したんだって。だから今のルールができたのは2回目からよ。外来の魔術師を呼び寄せて、それぞれ聖杯を目的にして殺し合わせる。自分たち以外のマスターなんてサーバーとさえ呼んでしまえば邪魔なだけだし、戦いの中で死んでもらった方が効率がいい。3家にとってみれば自分たち以外の協力者を合法的に始末できるんだから。
呆れた。じゃあ何？マスター同士殺し合うってルールは所有権が誰にあるか話し合いで解決できなかったから力ずくで決めようとしたことの末路なわけ？
そうよ。でもその殺し合うって選定方法は思いのほか合っていたわ。今のリンと同じよ。騙されてると気づくサーバントやマスターもいたけど、そんな背景はどうでもよかったみたいね。だって勝ち残れば結果として聖杯は手に入るんだから。
Tosaka's convinced. In short, the Holy Grail of War is not a battle to obtain the Holy Grail, but a ritual to escape to the outside world. Attempts to reach the outside world. According to Hermeticism, there's a power that governs dimensional theory outside of this world. It's called the Swirl of the Origin, and it's a coordinate that's considered to be the beginning of all things. It's the start and end of all creation. It's the seed of God recording everything and able to create anything. But I really don't care about that. My father would have understood what a big deal it is, but it doesn't concern me. What's possessing Sakura is much more important to me than how it all started.
イリア、聖杯戦争の本当の目的とかはいい。イリアの言った通り、それは俺たちには関係のない話だ。それより、さっき言ってたやつのことを聞かせてくれ。
Yeah, the Avenger.
関係ないって魔法よ魔法。しかも3番目の魔法なんて教会でもずっと秘密にされてきた禁忌中の禁忌じゃない。あなたも魔術師なら第3魔法って聞いて無視できるわけ。
He's like, I'm not a magus though.
できる。まったく何考えてるんだ父さん。今はそんな成功しないものの話をしている場合じゃないだろう。
成功しないって一体どんな根拠様よそれ。
あのな、理由はわからないが聖杯戦争は一度も勝利者を出していないだろう。ならこの儀式はどこかで仕組みを間違えていたってことだ。大体な、そうでなかったらさくらのことをどう説明するんだ。聖杯が魔法に至る道だって言うなら、さくらがあんな風になるのも魔法なのかよ。
Maybe I convinced her because she shuts her mouth.
それでイリア、どうしてこの聖杯戦争はこんなことになったんだ。聖杯の中には何かがいると琴峰は言った。その何かっていうのがアベンジャーってやつなのか。そいつは聖杯、イリアやさくらの中じゃなく大聖杯とかいう魔法陣の中にいると。
そっか、琴峰なら知っているわよね。あいつもさくらと同じ復讐者に汚染された魔術師だもの。聖杯の中にいるものが何であるかとっくの昔に知っていたんだ。
え、綺麗がさくらと同じ？
そうよ。ここからはシロとリンに関係のある話。造剣が手に入れようとしているもの、さくらを変貌させているもの、聖杯の中に潜み無色の力である英霊たちの魂を汚染しているものの話。そいつのクラス名がアベンジャー。聖杯の力で生命として形を得ようとしている第三魔法の成功例になりつつある英霊よ。
は？ちょっと何が魔法は関係ないよ。ちゃんと関係してるじゃない、ちゃんと。
いいえ、アベンジャーの物質化は 聖杯による魔法じゃない。あれは元からそういう属性を持った英霊だった。アベンジャーだからこそ聖杯の中で物質化が可能なの。大聖杯は第三魔法を成し得る復讐者を呼び出したに過ぎず、大聖杯自体が第三魔法を成し得たわけではないわ。
つまりそいつは初めから物質化できる怪物だったってこと？大聖杯による魔法が成功しなくても勝手に第三魔法を体現するやつってこと？
そうよ。事の発端は3度目の戦いだった。1度目は失敗。2度目に序盤で敗れ去ったアインツベルンは追い詰められて、ただ殺すことだけに特化した英霊を召喚したの。アインツベルンが手にした古い経典、異国の伝承を触媒にして、手の内にある中で最悪の魔を呼び出した。他のマスターたちを皆殺しにして、問答無用で大聖杯を起動させ、聖火を独り占めするために、呼んではならないものを呼び寄せてしまった。その英霊の名が、アンリマユ。
Okay, that's the name that was brought up before, yes.
世界最多とも言える、あらゆる呪いを体現した、殺戮の反英雄。
Are we gonna get a thing in like the status page? And we're actually gonna get one for Avenger?
アンリマユ。
Hold on. Angra Mainyu is the name of the ancient Persian devil. It's the embodiment of evil, the greatest devil in Zoroastrianism. It fights a 9,000-year battle against Ara Mazda, protector of human goodness. I apologize, I'm butchering these names. Zoroastrianism is a story mainly about the battle between these two gods. It's the first religion to come up with the doctrine of duality, the angels and the devil. But the story contains no hero named Angra Mainyu. First of all, how could someone crowned with the name of the king of devils become a heroic spirit?
そんなわけないでしょイリア。聖杯は英霊しか呼べないし、そんな心霊レベルの現象を再現できるなら聖杯なんて必要ない。いえ、そもそもアンリマユの名を冠する英雄なんているはずがない。いたとしてもそれは無名の歴史に何の痕跡も残してない悪霊に過ぎないわ。呼びよイリア。アインツベルンのマスターは一体何を召喚したの？
だからアンリマユよ。彼は確かに無名であったし、真実、悪魔などではなかった。けれど、アンリマユの名を冠した英雄は確かに存在したの。ええ。もうずっと昔、気の遠くなるくらい昔のちっぽけな世界の話を。それは名前もない、ある村落に現れた英雄だった。彼らの教義がどう歪んでいたかは知らない。どうしてそんな考えに至ったかなんてわからない。ただ、彼らは教義に基づいて、清く正しく生きていた。人間は善を尊び、光を守り、正しく生きる。貧しく、外界から隔離された彼らにとって、その祈りは絶対だった。そうであることが、人間以下である彼らを人間たらしめる唯一の誇りだったんでしょうね。そう。その村落の人たちはね、本気で世界中みんなが平和であることを望んでいた。人間すべてがくだらない悪性から解き放たれ、清く正しく生きられるように。飢餓とか殺戮とか愛憎とか、あらかじめ人に付属された機能すべてを否定して、自分たちは神に祝福されるにふさわしい生き物だって誇り続けた。けど、それは不可能な話よ。人間、清く正しく生きているだけじゃ、悪性からは解放されないもの。悪とは元からあるもの。それを切り離したいのなら、何らかの手段を講じるしかない。そうして、その手段は実行された。彼らは、自分たちの狭い世界だけでなく、人間すべてを救える手段を考えついたの。この世の人間すべてに善行を取らせることは難しい。けど、 人間すべての前世を証明することはできる。たった一人の人間にこの世の悪を独り占めさせてしまえば、残った人たちはどうあっても悪いことができない。そんな子供みたいに単純なことを彼らは本気で信じてしまった。そうして一人の青年が生贄に選ばれた。彼らは青年を捕らえ、その全身に人を呪うあらゆる言葉を刻み、彼らが知り得るすべての罪業を与え、すべての悪事を彼の責任とした。それでおしまい。狭い世界、けれど完成された一つの世界において究極の悪性が誕生した。彼らは彼を心底呪い、侮蔑し、恐れ、同時に奉った。我々は清く正しい。あそこにこの世のすべての罪悪があるのなら、我々は何をしても善なるものだ、と。彼らは本気で世界中の人間のためになると信じて、一人の悪魔を作り上げた。世界中の人々の前世を証明するために、一人の青年を崩壊するまで殺し続けた。いえ、その寿命が尽きるまで殺してなどあげなかった。人間を堕落させる悪魔の名前、アンリマユの名前を与えられた青年は、世界中の人間の敵としてただ理不尽に殺され憎まれ続けたの。その過程で青年が本当に悪魔になったかどうかは知らない。ただ村落中の人間が彼を悪魔だと信じ、そのように扱った。憎みながら恐れながら世界中の人間の前世を証明してくれる自分たちにとっての救いの証として奉った。意味嫌われる対象でありながら人々を救う者、その存在があるだけでどんなに人々が悪事を重ねようとも清く正しいと許される免罪符。そう、方法は違えど彼は人々を救った。村人たちにとって彼はこの上ない英雄となった。そうして一人の英雄が誕生した。人々に恨まれ恨まれ、自分などとうになくなって、いつか本当にそうなってしまったもの。世界中の人間の代わりに悪を公言する哀れな生贄。それが半英雄、アンリマユ。この世すべての悪と決めつけられた何の取り柄もなかった。ただ普通に生まれただけの一般人。廃家教において60億の悪すべてを容認するという悪魔の王。その体現者として葬られた原初の人の想念が作り上げた願いという名の呪いの形。
Ilya finishes her story with no sign of bitterness or contempt. Anti-hero. Kotomine introduced me to the term when the war started. But if Ilya's story is true, the guy who turned into Andra Mainyu is still burdened with all the sins. It's because that is his reason of existence. A heroic spirit who's had 6 billion sins pushed onto him. If a guy like that is summoned, all that will happen is a big massacre. It would only be natural for him to hate people. And first of all, everyone around him established him to be evil. Angra Mainyu, so the man is using Sakura to take revenge on the people. No, to carry out the role people pushed onto him.
Avenger、アンリマユの話は分かったわ。けど、どうしてそいつが聖杯の中にいるわけ？いいえ、そもそもそいつはただの人間でしょ？いくら悪魔の名をつけられて、悪魔そのものとして扱われたとしても、能力は人間と変わらない。あんな町を人飲みするほどの怪物にはならないはずよ。
そうね。アンリマユは人間よ。ただの人間を無理やり英霊にしたものが彼だった。だから何の問題も起きなかったはずなのよ、本当は。3度目の戦いでハインツベルンはアンリマユを呼び出した。けど 呼び出された英霊はすごく弱かった。半英雄であるそれはまたも序盤で敗れて、いち早く聖杯に取り込まれた。ハインツベルンのマスターは嘆いたわ。普通の人間と全く変わらないやつのどこが人の世を滅ぼす悪魔なのかと。そう、事実その英霊はただの人間だった。ただこの世を恨んでいただけの人間、ただこの世の悪であれと望まれた人間。元から何の力もなく、周りの人間の思いだけで構成されたありえないはずのもの。それが聖杯に取り込まれた時、全てが逆転してしまった。聖杯は人の望みを叶える願望機でもある。サーバントは敗れた後、方向性のない魔力として聖杯に戻って、そのまま解放の時を待つ。英霊としての人格もなくなった彼らは、万能の力として聖杯にたまるだけなの。けどアンリマユは違った。彼は自分ではなく、周りが願って作り上げた英雄。人格などなくともアンリマユである以上、悪であれと望まれる存在だった。
まさか、もしかしてそいつ。
そう、聖杯はあらゆる願いを叶える
So the
杯。
people like wished for him to be the devil basically, so he became a devil?
ただの人間であり、性別も人格も人でさえないそれは、もともと人間の願いそのものなのよ。
Careful what you wish for, I guess.
だから、アンリマユが聖杯に取り込まれた瞬間、聖杯は一つの願いを受諾してしまったの。本来ありえない存在、身勝手な願望だけで捏造された英霊は、人々の願いを叶える聖杯の中において、ようやく人々が望んだ姿で生まれることになった。マキリの500年、ハインツベルンの1000年なんて子供騙しよ。何しろあっちは2000年以上も前から続いた、神代から願われてきた人間の理想なんだから。それがあの影の本体、英霊としてようやく形を得ようとする者の正体よ。ハンリマユはサーバントたちの無職の魂を糧に、自分の霊格であるこの世すべての悪を体現してしまった。ただ悪であれと、60億の人間すべてを呪う、60億の人間すべてを呪える能力を備えたサーバントとして少しずつ育っていったの。
じゃあ何？聖杯の中身はとっくにそいつに占拠されてて。いえ、聖杯が叶える望みはとうに決まってしまっていて、4度目の戦いはそいつの願い、アンリマイを形にするための養分補充に過ぎなかったってこと？
ええ。キリツグがアンリマユというサーバントをどこまで理解していたかはわからない。けど、キリツグは聖杯の外に出ようとしていた黒い影を危険視して聖杯を破壊した。それは正しいわ。
I don't know if that whole thing about this devil being in the Holy Grail was mentioned during the anime, but okay.
以前のアンリマユはどうあれ、聖杯によって受肉するアンリマユは本物だもの。この世すべての悪として命ある限り人間を殺し尽くす魔王になる。けどそのアンリマユはキリツグの英断で出産には至らず、大聖杯の中に残された。その一部を受けた者がコトミネであり、サクラだった。造剣は聖杯の中にいる者が受肉しかけたサーバントだと気づいていたんでしょうね。だからその肉片をサクラに植え付け、聖杯の中にいるサーバントとリンクさせた。聖杯の中にいるサーバントが外に出てきた時、それを従えられるようサクラをマスターにしたのよ。アンリマユが何であれサーバントであることに変わりはない。
Oh my
どん
gosh.
なに強力な存在でもサーバントはマスターには逆らえない。
As if Sakura wasn't OP enough that she's got Black Saber. She doesn't have Berserker anymore. Probably Assassin. Assassin's probably gonna go over to Sakura and be like, hey, I'm gonna work for you. And also, she's going to have the literal devil.
造剣の目的はそれよ。あいつはサクラを餌にして ハンリマユを釣り上げたいんでしょうね。
Hold on. Does that mean Sakura has a contract with a servant, Avenger?
正気？それでアンリマユのコントロールを握ったところで、さくらは黒い影、アンリマユからの魔力汚染に耐えられない。アンリマユが聖杯の中にいる状態であそこまで変わったんだから、出てきてしまったらさくらの人格なんて消え去る。そうなったらマスターも何もないじゃない。
それでいいのよ。ゾウケンはさくらの人格なんて考えていないもの。ゾウケンにとって大切なのはハンリマユとつながっているさくらの体よ。あいつはさくらの人格が消え去った後、空っぽになった体を乗っ取る気なの。リンは知らないだろうけど、ゾウケンは自分の魂の入れ物である虫があれば、どんな人間の体だろうと自分のものにできる。いいえ、あいつはそうやって今まで生きながらえてきた。ゾウケンにとってさくらは初めからいつか乗り換える肉体だったっていうこと。
Then what? The thing possessing Sakura? If what's changing her is a contract with a servant.
ゾウケンが私をさらったのは、さくらには門を開かせる気がなかったからでしょうね。聖杯としての役割は私にやらせて、自分はアンリマユのマスターになったさくらの体を乗っ取る。そうしてゆくゆくは第三魔法の成功例、魂が物質化したアンリマユに乗り換えるつもりなんでしょう。完全な神を人間が自らの欲望で不完全な神に貶めるように。
心臓の定義、それは人の望みによって作られながら人の意志に影響されず生まれるものか。まあ確かにゾウケンなんかの人格を反映されちゃどんな神様も悪魔になるだろうけど、キレイがゾウケンを敵視してたのもそのあたりか。話は分かったわ。それだけ聞けば十分よね、シロ。
Tosaka's voice brings me back to the present.
じゃないわよ。相手の正体が分かってゾウケンの目的も分かったじゃない。ならあとは話し合うまでもないでしょう。
We don't even need to talk about the rest, huh? She's right. What's in the Holy Grail? The disaster from 10 years ago will be repeated if he comes out. No, that's an understatement. He'll kill countless people if we let him be. Yes, Sakura's creation will take many lives. I can't allow that. Then I have to stop it. I have to make whatever sacrifices I can to keep Sakura from being burdened with more deaths. Stop Angra Manya. I have to end the war before he emerges from the Holy Grail.
納得いったようね。私たちは戦って勝つしかない。で、その方法は2つだけ。アンリマユとやらが出てくる前にマスターであるサクラを殺すか、アンリマユが出てくる前に大聖杯とやらを破壊するか。まあ確実なのは前者だけど、大聖杯を壊そうとすれば必ずサクラとゾウケンが立ちはだかる。2人を避けて大聖杯は破壊できないでしょ。となると結局マスターであるサクラを倒すことが一番楽ってことになる。
そうだな。サクラと戦ってアンリマユを引き離す。それが一番の近道だし、方針として分かりやすい。
But of course, he doesn't want to kill her. There was a thing that Kiri said about like you can use the sword or whatever. Like you have a split second of something about the Holy Grail to like destroy it, and that will save Sakura. But it's like a very minute amount of time you've got to be able to do that.
へえ、サクラを狙うってことに反対はしないんだ、シロ。
今はそれしかないだろう。アンリマユとやらがイリアが言う通りのものなら人間に太刀打ちできるものじゃない。そいつを外に出した時点で俺たちの負けだ。なら一番早くて確実な方法を取るしかない。それよりトサカ、戦いに行くのはいいがサクラの居場所は分かるのか？
それなら問題ないわ。イリアの言うことが正しいなら大聖杯とやらの場所は一つしかない。そうでしょ、イリア。
ええ、その通りよ、リン。アンリマユの誕生を間近に控えた今、ゾウケンは大聖杯に戻っている。 落ちた霊脈、200年前三家によって選ばれた始まりの土地、竜道寺の地下に広がる大空洞に半里眉は受胎している。
竜道寺の地下。
That's where Sakura is. That's where we'll be heading, the place where the Holy Grail War will end. I take a deep breath and allow my tense mind to relax slightly. The cold pendant in my hand settles my thoughts. Fighting Sakura, Tosaka isn't lying. It's just that our methods are different. Tosaka must intend to finish the war by killing Sakura, but I will end the war by saving Sakura's life. Oh, and it's nighttime. My body trembles. The house is bested by pressure, making the air feel like water. And...
Sakura!
Oh shit, she came here to finish the fight. Okay. The instant we realize the pressure is coming from the shadow, we run out into the yard. Oh, alright guys, well, a little bit of a longer episode. I feel bad the past couple of episodes have been a little bit short, so hopefully, you know, you enjoyed this longer episode. We had some epic fights, a lot of exposition at the end about the servant Avenger. The name of the servant who I've already forgotten, Angria something or other. But basically like the devil, like Sakura is going to birth the devil or something to that effect. And Shiro's not doing well, having removed the arm. Like, he's starting to lose his sense of self. His memory gaps are already bad, but like now they're kicked into overdrive, and he's not doing well mentally, physically. And it seems like right at the end there, Sakura is here, so we're still recovering from everything that happened, and now we gotta go confront Sakura. Especially knowing just how dangerous she truly is, how she's gonna basically bring upon the ruin of potentially the world? Or at least a whole lot more people are gonna die. Anyway, we will see how that confrontation goes in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned next week for part 23. Until then, bye-bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Revealing Storm, Lynn's VA, Kenju Storm, and Icognito.